How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin, and today's topic of discussion is going to be the attention you give to things. The attention you give to things. Now, when I'm thinking about this topic, I'm thinking about this topic in the aspect of when I'm talking about things, this could be people, things that you just normally engage in, whatever the case may be. These things can serve as a distraction. Now, it's nothing wrong with having some downtime, some time to do some of the things that you like doing. That's not really what I'm talking about. Even that comes in healthy doses. There's balance in everything that you do. I'm talking about things that you give your attention to that aren't worthy of your attention. That could be things that people in your circle do around you, or it could just be unhealthy habits that you have. But let's focus on some of the relationships in your circle, people, some of the things that just isn't really worthy of your attention, or you biting into and being distracted by. Well, you might ask yourself, Wayne, how do I know if this is even occurring? How do I know if something is not worthy of my attention, or it's to a point where it's serving as a distraction? The way that I would say that it is it hindering you from doing something? Don't get me wrong. You always have that person that calls you at the wrong time. You always have that situation that just seems like it drops in your lap at the wrong time. That's life. That's just the way that things occur. But are these regular occurrences? Are these things that you can deal with to perhaps make it to where it works out a little bit better for you? Or are you letting whatever it is just fall in your lap? Are you letting something be out of check, out of place, to where it's just landing in your lap and it's causing incidents like this to occur? That's the reason why I'm going to go back to this example of talking about with people in your circle. I remember one instance where one particular person that I was talking to on the phone, and I've mentioned this before in other videos when I said that, there's just some people, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you're always on the opposite side of the fence with them. They're really challenging in their behaviors. They're super opinionated. If they say go left, you go right. There's just going to be a tussle up on it. You just have some people that's like that, and it's up to you to realize who those people are, how you deal with them, how much attention and time you put into these things. But anyways, back to this person I was talking to on the phone call. At this point in my life, I'm a late nighter. I'm a person, I like to stay up late at night. I do. Not really a morning person, but throughout the years I've had to learn to be a morning person because there's just things that I have to do that just can't wait. So sometimes I may end up burning the candle at both ends, which is not good. Staying up late and then turning around to get up early. That can only go on for so long. But anyways, I was at a point in my life to where I was I was adjusting out my time management because of the things that I had going on. Personal goals that I was doing. It was just a lot of things, and it just really took for me to buckle down and just do what I needed to do. So I remember talking to this one person on the phone where these phone conversations could tend to be very long. I do have a lot of long phone conversations with a lot of people off in my circle because I do enjoy engaging with them, and I know it's likewise. And a lot of the times, for the most part, it is healthy and it is up building. But I spent a countless amount of time on the phone with this person, so it's getting around. Actually, if I recall it correctly, I probably talked a little past the time that I normally want to head to bed because of things that, like I said, I was doing in my life, trying to be, physically and mentally prepared to go out that next day to tackle whatever goal it was. So I remember talking to him, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get on off of here. Why again? Yeah. And it kind of had me on the fence to where I almost felt like I was trying to define my reasoning for getting off the phone. So without really thinking about it, I said, just like I'm saying in this video, there's things that I'm doing. I'm getting off the phone because, when I get up, got to, do what I got to do the next day. So this was met with resistance, with this person saying, oh, all that going to bed early, it just makes you old. It just makes you, so they went down this long laundry list of things that I didn't want to hear. Because basically what you were telling me in so many words is, you had already written off whatever I had plans or my intentions of doing the next day. You didn't like it. I was going to bed early. You wanted to stay on the phone longer. So it just seemed really dismissive for my reasoning for going to bed early. These are the reasons why, and all these other videos that I have on this channel, there's 300 plus videos that I go into talking about. You don't have to explain yourself. It's not up to others to, I was going to say evaluate you. That's not what I mean. That's not what I meant. It's not up for others to validate you and the things that you're doing. And it's not for you to let everybody know on everything that you're doing. Not because, there may be a time that to stand my ground and defend the position I'm standing on, but it gets tiring, especially with this person that I'm talking about, because it was just everything that I said in this video previously. It was just, super opinionated. If you were doing anything that was contrary to the way that they believe, which you had pretty high chances of doing because this person is just like that, then you're always defending on why you're doing something. And you're going down this road. And now that I'm sitting here talking to you about it, I don't know if it's for the fact that they're just bored, don't really have a lot to do, and maybe they just have enough time to just debate all of these things that are just nonsense. So I gotten off the phone. And when I got off the phone, I was a little bit agitated because I'm just thinking to myself, now I just spent a countless amount of time on the phone with you. It might have been a couple hours already. And just because I'm getting off at this time and you're used to these phone calls going, way past, their time, this is the reason why I talk about setting boundaries and the reason why you have to set boundaries up with people. You're thinking this is expected. This individual was also one of the people that I was talking to when I'm saying, sometimes I kind of look at it when I would get a phone call or we're talking, you're looking at me as a person to just kill time with. I got X amount of hours before I got to go, to this doctor's appointment or do whatever I'm doing. I'll just call him. He's not doing anything. Even if I say that I'm doing something, it's still, it's not good enough. So you have to learn how to use your voice. The attention that you give to things. This is what I'm talking about. And this is the reason why I like providing examples on this channel. So you'll know exactly the practical application I'm talking about applying these things into. So with that situation, like I said, since we elaborated on it some, is it wrong talking? Is it wrong talking to people on the phone? No. Is it wrong for talking to people, for a couple of hours at a time on the phone? No. But in the same vein, once it becomes a hindrance, in which this example that I'm using, this was a hindrance. Because now, not only, I kind of feel like the time that I invested with you, to me, I feel like it's all down the drain. Because I'm just like, I've talked this amount of time. It's still not good enough for you. I'm somewhat getting a little bit of attitude on the phone because, I'm ending this conversation early. And you don't approve of the reason why I'm getting off the phone. Who are you? Now, I got to evaluate my time with you. Now, the next time that the phone rings, I got to evaluate on, hey, do I even have any moment to give this person? The attention that you give to things. It also works in other topics that I've talked about on this video, on this channel, in regards to other videos, when I'm talking about being overly concerned with how people are accomplishing their goals. See, it goes back to that same example that I just got done elaborating on. How people accomplish their goals, and then you're becoming judgmental of them, to where some envy, some jealousy, some of this, some of these things that you really shouldn't be concerned with, it starts to seep in there, and then it starts to affect you. The attention that you give to things, are they even worthy of getting your attention? One of the things that I found out, the older that I got, before, just like on that situation, which I'm sure I had to marinate on it for a moment. I'm sure, because I know me, it didn't just end just there. I kind of thought back on that a couple of times, a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months after that had transpired, because that's who I am. But the older that I've gotten, it's just like, I don't have time for this. This is silly. What is your objective here? We've talked about everything under the sun on this phone. We're not like mid-conversation up on anything. It's time for me to get off. What is your objective? Am I just to fill your time because you just have, an abundance of time? You're just bored? I'm not your entertainment. Get a hobby. This is just one aspect of what I'm talking about. I've talked about it with dealing with other people in your circle when there's unhealthy things going on and you're just kind of repeating, running that rat race, doing the same thing over and over and over. Okay, when is it enough time? I've already said what I've said to you on this 6, 7, 8 times. Like I said, and the reason why I'm saying 6, 7, 8 times, I don't mind it even if I have to repeat it 2 or 3 times, because we're human, we're imperfect. We need reminders up on things. I know that I do. Sometimes I've had information given to me, and I've really wanted to accept it. I wanted to embrace it wholeheartedly, but I just really didn't know how. I thought that I knew how, but it wasn't until I was failing at trying to put that advice or that whatever was being given to me and the practical application in my life, I'm just like, man, I really botched that. So let's rewind. What did you say again? How does that apply? That's me. I'm just being honest. So I don't mind going down that path a couple of times up with you, but it's just the attention that you give to things. Think about it. At what point does it become a hindrance? I could go on and on about examples of attention that I've given to things, people, time, just like with the same person that I'm thinking about, and they're not the only one. It's a few people that I've thought about to where I've went down this tunnel with them, just kind of entertained them for whatever reason that they come across to be, antagonizing of what I may be doing with my time, how many missteps that I'm making and whatever I'm doing. And it's just like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to keep on defending something that's seemingly positive. I talked about this in other videos when I've said that there's things that you could be doing in your life that are all good, all positive. There's no bad takeaway from it whatsoever. And you have people come and they'll put something in it that's not healthy at all. It's just like, how did you even come up with that? That's not even an option. And the reason why these examples stand out, and they stand out like red flags, is just like, now you're coming across like you're envious of it. Like I said, it's not to get it constructive. I've said this in other videos with constructive criticism. It's just like, where did that come from? I don't have time for this. I don't have the attention to give to these things. That's all I'm saying. If you hadn't already, subscribe to my channel. Follow me on all the social media, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously, I'm on YouTube. This is where I'm doing the videos. I have a book that I've written. Kilimanjaro is the Arithmetic of Family Communication. I'll leave a link in the description box. Okay? Till next time, stay encouraged, avoid being discouraged. I'm Ayin. You have a good one.